42 is the natural number that succeeds 41 and precedes 43. Mathematics. 42 is a pronic number and an abundant number. Its prime factorization 237 makes it the second sphenic number and also the second of the form. As with all sphenic numbers of this form, the aliquot sum is abundant by 12. 42 is also the second sphenic number to be bracketed by twin primes. 30 is also a pronic number and also rests between two primes. 42 has a 14-member aliquot sequence 42, 54, 66, 78, 90, 144, 259, 45, 33, 15, 9, 4, 3, 1, 0 and is itself part of the aliquot sequence commencing with the first sphenic number 30. Further, 42 is the 10th member of the three-aliquot tree. It is the third primary pseudo-perfect number. It is a Catalan number. Consequently, 42 is the number of non-crossing partitions of a set of 5 elements, the number of triangulations of a heptagon, the number of rooted ordered binary trees with 6 leaves, the number of ways in which 5 pairs of nested parentheses can be arranged, etc. It is an alternating sign matrix number, that is, the number of 4x4 alternating sign matrices. It is the number of partitions of 10, the number of ways of expressing 10 as a sum of positive integers. Given 27 same-size cubes whose nominal values progress from 1 to 27, a 3 times 3 times 3 magic cube can be constructed such that every row, column, and corridor, and every diagonal passing through the center, is composed of 3 cubes whose sum of values is 42. It is the third pentadecagonal number. It is a meandric number and an open meandric number. It is conjectured to be the scaling factor in the leading order term of the sixth moment of the Riemann zeta function. In particular, Conry and Gauche have conjectured that, where the infinite product is over all prime numbers, 42 is a Stallman number. 42 is the only known value that is the number of sets of 4 distinct positive integers a, b, c, d, each less than the value itself, such that ab-cd, at-bd, and ad-bc are each multiples of the value. Whether there are other values remains an open question. 42 is a perfect number, as sigma 2 equals sigma equals 6n. 42 is the resulting number of the original Smith number. Both the sum of its digits and the sum of the digits in its prime factorization result in 42. The dimension of the Borel subalgebra in the exceptional Lie algebra E6 is 42. 42 is the largest number n such that there exist positive integers p, q, r with 1 minus 1, n equals 1, p plus 1, q plus 1, r. 42 is the smallest number k such that for every Riemann surface C, #alt k equals k. In base 10, this number is a Harshad number and a self number, while it is a reap digit in base 4. 42 is a perfect score on the USA Math Olympiad and International Mathematical Olympiad. 42 is the maximum of core points awarded in International Baccalaureate Diploma Program. Science. 42 is the atomic number of molybdenum. 42 is the atomic mass of one of the naturally occurring stable isotopes of calcium. The angle rounded to whole degrees for which a rainbow appears. In 1966, mathematician Paul Cooper theorized that the fastest, most efficient way to travel across continents would be to bore a straight hollow tube directly through the Earth, connecting a set of antipodes. Remove the air from the tube and fall through. The first half of the journey consists of free-fall acceleration, while the second half consists of an exactly equal deceleration. The time for such a journey works out to be 42 minutes. Even if the tube does not pass through the exact center of the Earth, the time for a journey powered entirely by gravity always works out to be 42 minutes, so long as the tube remains friction-free, as while the force of gravity would be lessened, the distance traveled is reduced at an equal rate. Technology. Magic numbers used by programmers. Int if the second 16-bit word of every file is 42, an arbitrary, but carefully chosen number that further identifies the file as a TIFF file. In the RISA 4 file system, 42 is the inode number of the root directory. In the military IRIG 106 Chapter 10 data recording standard, the hex value 0 by 464 F52545974776F is used as a magic number to identify directory blocks. The new C library, a set of standard routines available for use in computer programming, contains a function, memfrab as an XOR cipher. 42 is the result given by the web search engines Google and Wolfram Alpha when the query, the answer to life, the universe and everything, is entered. As a search, tiling a plane using regular hexagons, which is honeycomb in appearance, is approximated in a topological sense to an accuracy of better than 1% using a stretcher bond brick pattern with bricks of 42 squares. The password expiration policy for a Microsoft Windows domain defaults to 42 days. Astronomy. Messier Object M42, a magnitude 5.0 diffuse nebula in the constellation Orion, also known as the Orion Nebula. The new General Catalog Object NGC42, a spiral galaxy in the constellation Pegasus. In January 2004, asteroid 2001 DA42 was given the permanent name 25924 Douglas Adams, for the author Douglas Adams, who popularized the number 42 and died in 2001. Brian G. Marsden, the director of the Minor Planets Center and the secretary for the naming committee, remarks that, with even his initials in the provisional designation, this was sort of made for him, wasn't it? Kepler 42, a red dwarf in the constellation Cygnus around which orbits the three smallest exoplanets found to date. Religion. In Japanese culture, the number 42 is considered unlucky because the numerals, when pronounced separately, shini, sound like the phrase, unto death. There are 42 principles of Maat, the ancient Egyptian personification of physical and moral law, order, and truth. In the judgment scene described in the Egyptian and the Book of the Coming, going forth by day, there are 42 gods and goddesses of Egypt, personifying the principles of Maat. These 42 correspond to the 42 nomes of Egypt. If the departed successfully answers all 42 s, he becomes an Osiris. 42 is the number with which God creates the universe in Kabbalistic tradition. In Kabbalah, the most significant name is that of the Nsof, who is above the Sephirot. The 42-lettered name contains 4 combined names which are spelled in Hebrew letters, which is the name of a Zilut. While there are obvious links between the 42-lettered name of the Babylonian Talmud and the Kabbalah's 42-lettered name, they are probably not identical because of the Kabbalah's emphasis on numbers. The Kabbalah also contains a 45-lettered name and a 72-lettered name. The number 42 appears in various contexts in Christianity. There are 42 generations in the Gospel of Matthew's version of the genealogy of Jesus. It is prophesied that for 42 months the beast will hold dominion over the earth. 42 men of Beth Asmaveth were counted in the census of men of Israel upon return from exile. God sent bears to all 42 of the teenage boys who mocked Elisha for his baldness, etc. In Judaism, the number of the 42-lettered name, ascribed to God, Rab, a 3rd century source in the Talmud stated, the 42-lettered name is entrusted only to him who is pious, meek, middle-aged, free from bad temper, sober, and not insistent on his rights. Source: Talmud Kiddushin 71a, translated by Rabbi Drive. I. Epstein. Maimonides felt that the original Talmud's 42-lettered name was perhaps composed of several combined divine names. Maimonides, Mori. The apparently unpronounceable Tetragrammaton provides the backdrop from the 12-lettered name and the 42-lettered name of the Talmud. The Gutenberg Bible is also known as the 42-line Bible, as the book contained 42 lines per page. The 42 articles, largely the work of Thomas Cranmer, were intended to summarize Anglican doctrine, as it now existed under the reign of Edward VI. The Sutra of 42 sections is a Buddhist scripture. Popular culture. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The number 42 is, in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams, the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything, calculated by an enormous supercomputer named Deep Thought over a period of 7.5 million years. Unfortunately, no one knows what the question is. Thus, to calculate the ultimate question, a special computer the size of a small planet was built from organic components and named Earth. This appeared first in the radio play and later in the novelization of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The fact that Adams named the episodes of the radio play fits the same archaic title for a chapter or section used by Lewis Carroll in The Hunting of the Snark. Suggests that Adams was influenced by Carroll's fascination with and frequent use of the number. The fourth book in the series, the novel So Long, and Thanks for All the Fish, contains 42 chapters. According to the novel Mostly Harmless, 42 is the street address of Stavromula Beta. In 1994 Adams created the 42 Puzzle, a game based on the number 42. The 2011 book 42. Douglas Adams' amazingly accurate answer to life, the universe and everything examines Adams' choice of the number 42 and also contains a compendium of some instances of the number in science, popular culture, and humor. Works of Lewis Carroll. Lewis Carroll, who was a mathematician, made repeated use of this number in his writings. Examples of Carroll's use of 42. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland has 42 illustrations. Alice's attempts at multiplication work if one uses base 18 to write the first answer, and increases the base by 3s to 21, 24, etc. But breaks precisely when one attempts the answer to 4 times 13 in base 42, leading Alice to declare, "Oh dear, I shall never get to 20 at that rate." Rule 42 in Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Rule 42 of the code in the preface to The Hunting of the Snark. In Fit the First of The Hunting of the Snark, the baker had 42 boxes, all carefully packed, with his name painted clearly on each. The White Queen announces her ages 101, 5 months and a day, which, if the best possible date is assumed for the action of Through the Looking Glass, gives a total of 37,044 days. If the Red Queen, as part of the same chess set, is regarded as the same age, the combined age is 74,088 days, or 42 times 42 times 42. Music level 42 is an English pop, rock music band. 42 is one of the tracks on Coldplay's 2008 album Viva la Vida or Death and All His Friends. Channel 42 is a track from Deadmau 2012 album title Goes Here. 42 is a track by the Disco Biscuits and was written by Mark Brownstein. Television and film The Kumars at No. 42 television series. In 2003, Sanjeev Bhaskar hosted a BBC show nominating The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy as Britain's best-loved book. A made-for-TV movie 42. 42 Up, an installment in a series of documentaries wherein the director revisits the same group of British-born individuals every 7 years. 42 is an episode of Doctor Who, set in real time lasting approximately 42 minutes. On the game show Jeopardy! Watson, the IBM supercomputer, has 42 threads in its avatar. 42 is a film on the life of American baseball player Jackie Robinson. The jersey number of Michael J. Fox's character, Scott Howard in the 1985 film Teen Wolf. The address of the dentist that captures Nemo in Finding Nemo is P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. Brendan Fraser's football jersey number in the movie School Ties is number 42. Agent Mulder's apartment number in The X-Files is 42. Video Games 42 Entertainment is the company responsible for several alternate reality games, including I Love Bees, Year Zero, and Why So Serious. In Spore, reaching the center of the galaxy yields a powerful item known as the Staff of Life, which has a limited 42 uses. It also grants the player an achievement titled 42. In Left 4 Dead 2, 42 is the number of mustachios that must be shot in the Dark Carnival campaign's Whack-A-Mole-style minigame in order to unlock the Stack Whacker achievement. In League of Legends, Heimerdinger says, "Aha, 42, I knew it. Now, what was the question again? And 42. There's just something about that number." This is a reference to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Sports, the jersey number of Jackie Robinson, which is the only number retired by all Major League Baseball teams. Although the number was retired in 1997, Mariano Rivera of the New York Yankees, the last professional baseball player to wear number 42, continued to wear it until he retired at the end of the 2013 season. As of the 2014 season, no player will ever again wear the number 42 in Major League Baseball except on Jackie Robinson Day, when all uniformed personnel wear the number. The jersey number of Basketball Hall of Famer and one of the 50 greatest players in NBA history James Worthy, small forward for the Los Angeles Lakers, who retired his jersey number in 1995. The jersey number of American Football Hall of Fame, Ronnie Lott, safety for the San Francisco 49ers, who retired his jersey number in 2003. The jersey number of Chicago Bears legend Sid Luckman, which was retired by the Bears. The jersey number of American football player Pat Tillman, which was retired on November 13, 2004, by Arizona State University. The jersey number of Baseball Hall of Famer Bruce Sutter, retired by the St. Louis Cardinals on September 17, 2006. The number of laws of cricket. Rule 42 is the historic name of a Gaelic Athletic Association rule that in practice prohibits the playing of foreign sports at GAA grounds. 42 is the number of a NASCAR car owned by Chip Ganassi Racing. As of 2014 update, it is driven by Kyle Larson. Gaming, the name of a Texan trick-taking game played with dominoes. The number of spots on a pair of standard six-sided dice. The board game Risk has 42 territories. Other fields. Plus 42 is the historic country calling code for the former country of Czechoslovakia. There are 42 US gallons in a barrel of oil. 42 is the number of the French department of Loire. The number is also reflected in the postal code for that area. Tower 42 is a skyscraper in the City of London, formerly known as the NatWest Tower. In New York City, 42nd Street is a main and very popular two-way thoroughfare. Landmarks on it include the Chrysler Building, Grand Central Terminal, the main branch of the New York Public Library, and Times Square. The headquarters of the United Nations is at the east end of the street. The New York City street is also the setting for a movie by the same name, and which later inspired a musical adaptation, 42nd Street. 42 is the inspiration for the name of the 42 Center of Excellence for Artificial Intelligence, based in Vienna, Austria. Other languages.